Dave Stevens versus Dave Igono.
Hi everybody, I'm Dave Stevens with New Way. Today we have
David Igono, Jim Robinson Group.
David Igono from the Jim Robinson Group. Thank you for coming on today, brother. We're excited to have you here. This is the first episode of Hot Talks. So, David, I'm going to just delve right into the questions here. But before we do that, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and about your insurance group?
Yes, so Jim Robinson Group, we sell home and auto insurance in almost the tri-state, but it's actually 4 states. So West Virginia, Maryland. Quad State. Quad City DJs? That's before your time. Anyways, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Ohio. I have an affinity and love for North Central West Virginia and Western Maryland. So those 2 spots to me in our region are where I want us to be the best that we can be in home and auto insurance, but specifically home insurance.
Awesome.
So, yep.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that with me. All right. So to explain the rules to our viewers, Hot Talks is going to be where I ask a question. If David does not feel comfortable answering or does not want to answer, he has to eat some of these hot snacks. If he does answer all of the questions successfully, then I have to barrel those in my face.
Is that possible? Can you barrel all of those?
Oh,
B,
yeah.
should you?
Well, probably not. My guts definitely don't want any part of that.
Okay.
But I will absolutely. I'm gonna house them if I have to.
Oh man, I better get these right. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's do it.
All right, let's do it. All right. So first of all, we're gonna start out with restoration knowledge and standards. How familiar do you feel most agents are with the IICRC standards and best practices?
Most agents.
Okay.
I would say most agents have no clue. If we're talking about insurance adjusters, yeah, they have a baseline knowledge of, let's call it protocol, documentation, things of that nature.
Gotcha.
I would even say for myself, I know the beginning of scratching the surface because it's not something that we normally have to deal with day in, day out.
Sure.
So when we talk about day in, day out, especially for insurance, I could go through coverages in my sleep. But when we start to talk about like your industry standard, IICRC, we're talking about a class and I'm going to call it a standard of professionalism that we don't have to deal with on the daily, so we're not as attuned to it. So did I answer your question?
Gotcha.
I avoid the talkies. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on, Dave.
That's just the first one.
Just warming up.
We're just warming up. Have you ever followed a mitigation project from start to finish, and did it change your perspective on the process?
So I've never followed a mitigation process as far as like, hey, the Johnsons on 123 Main Street are having XYZ done.
Gotcha.
But I have had a few homeowners tell me, I would say within 2 weeks of what that process was like for them. So we do go through some scenario case study things just in general home insurance, but I've never been like, oh yeah, this is happening. It's going to be $47,000 just to make up a number, $47,000, and it's going to be bad. No, I don't. That's never happened. But I've had friends and homeowners say like, yeah, they quoted us $17,000. We thought it was covered. I need you to double check to see if it's covered. Oh, Mr. Johnson's covered. Okay, great. And then they don't ghost us, but because we're not the ones handing off papers or in documentation, we kind of get left out of the whole, call it the communication of the work done.
Well, looks like they're getting close. Brother does not want to eat those at all. Not at all. All right, so we're going to go under a different category here, coverage and policyholder understanding. Why do you think policyholders often have unclear expectations about what their policy actually covers?
Ooh, there's a PC, there's a polite way of saying it, and there's a real way of saying it. I'm gonna stay away from the PC side.
Yeah,
of saying
give us
it.
the real answer.
The reality is they don't care, and that's
Yeah.
part of our job as an insurance agency is to not necessarily make them care. We're not trying to change people or change how they think about insurance, but at least begin to understand the impact of just general knowledge of what their coverages are. Like, how much coverage do I have if somebody burns their hand on my grill at 4th of July, barbecue? Like, literally, it's that simple. But most people just don't.
They don't
care.
ask the questions.
No, they don't care, Dave. They don't care. And I get not caring. I don't get not understanding the accountability part of it.
Sure.
So that's where we try, at least I try to bridge that. Like, I understand you don't care. I understand you want to close on this home.
Right.
But like, you need to understand why this coverage is this much.
I think maybe some of it too is just the basic understanding of, well, I bought the insurance, so it should be covered,
Oh, I would say that's the main foundation. And
yeah,
like, if we're being honest, for most people, when I say most, I mean like 95+% of people, approaching 100% of people, their home is going to be the most valuable thing that they ever own. Not just that they own, but that they ever own.
Yeah.
So if you can at least begin to appreciate what your coverages are, just as far as knowledge, you don't have to understand, but just know what your literal coverages are, you begin to become, I would say, a knowledgeable homeowner.
He's saying do better. Do better.
Yes, he is.
Get me. Oh. How do you ensure your clients fully understand common exclusions or limitations before a loss occurs?
That's a trick question, Dave. We can't. No, I'm kidding. No, it's a legit question. I would say we do our best to meet the homeowner where they're at, informationally. So I say it that way because a first-time home buyer,
if they're taking the steps to be respectful and to try and understand and learn what their policy actually covers, then
100%.
Then you're there to teach. But if they're not coming with an open mind, like we said previously, too bad, so sad.
Yeah.
You just
and I would
do
even
better.
say to even amplify that. For the most part, the majority of people that we quote and that we talk about home insurance with, it's like a barbell. You have, I'm going to call it your first-time home buyers. So that age group it could be 18, 19-year-olds, or it could be like 55-year-olds. But as a general bucket, first-time home buyers. Then you have your middle, which is it's their first or second home. Sorry, it's their second or third home, or they inherited it. They don't really care. They just don't want to pay too much, and they don't want their cousin or their sister or their brother-in-law paying more. Okay. So that's the middle. Then the other end of the barbell is I'm just going to call it the boomers. The ones, they've had homes, they have multiple homes.
Yeah.
They're more aware of their coverages because they've just been around longer. They've seen things.
Right.
Trees falling on homes getting hit by lightning. They've seen and heard these things. They've lost people. They've lost property value. So what we see and what we kind of lean in on is first-time home buyers, they have no clue what their coverages are because it's the first time they've literally bought a home. So we will walk through. One of my key questions is this your first-time home? I mean, usually I can tell.
Right.
Like, hey, this is your first time home, right? Or this is your first home, right? Oh, yeah, we're so excited, but this is so stressful. Like, okay, well, guess what? I'm going to send you a quote, and then we're gonna walk through. Nice try.
Just wanted to remind you there.
Everybody who's watching this is like, no, Dave. Just hold on to that. But first-time home buyers, they're in a stressful situation because usually they have 60 days. They find a home, has to get appraised, has to get inspected. They have to find money for that home, and they have to get money for a down payment if they're even going to make one. And they have to they have to consent to getting their credit pulled. They have to sign all these forms. They don't want to talk about insurance. Let's be clear. I understand who I am and who I represent. David Igono, we're Jim Robinson Group. We sell home and auto insurance. People do not like talking about home and auto insurance, especially home insurance.
Sure.
So that being said, first-time home buyers, they just have no clue. So we try to make the process as simple as possible, but then also I call it compact. Like, this is coverage A. It covers the replacement value of your home. So if a giant tree, like a huge, gigantic 3D tree falls on your home, this is how much money the insurance company will pay you back.
3D tree.
It sticks in your mind, doesn't it? Like a Lego tree. Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like you can see like, okay, so this policy, this contract is worth, just to make up a number, $417,000. Okay. So they get that. So backing into my point, first time home buyers and older people get it, because the boomer who's it's not their first time can be like, hey, like, I don't need additional living expense. Can we get that number? Don't you dare. Don't you dare. You keep that out of this broadcast.
6 to 7 homes.
Oh my God. Oh, did I really say that?
Yeah, I think so.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they've owned like 6 or 7 homes, you know.
Yeah, more or less, So the boomers who've had multiple homes, and let's be honest, it's their forever home.
Yeah.
They don't care. They have kids.
Yeah.
They can impose upon their kids.
I'm gonna go sleep at my daughter's this weekend.
Yeah, we'll just take the RV to Sturgis. Okay. Is that really a plan? But that's what they think.
Hey.
So they're going to say, because they know that that additional living expense, loss of use, is going to drive up how much their policy costs.
Sure.
David, take that down to the bare minimum, 0. Okay? So to answer your question more directly, it's always about finding common ground to have a conversation with that specific homeowner at their level. Gotcha. And there's really only 3 or 4 types of homeowners, in my opinion. So go ahead.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you for taking. Thank you for answering as well as you did. How do you decide which kind of a restoration company or vendor to recommend, and how do you evaluate their performance?
It's a good question. So legally, because we always have to put in the legalese, legally we're not allowed to do that. We're not allowed to do that. And I came up in banking, and in banking, you would have to have a literal folder, and you would have your 5 to 10 vendors, and you would pick company A for whatever time, and then next time you pick company B, and you just rotate them through, so that way no preference is shown. Gotcha. Insurance isn't that crazy. Like, I could say, hey, New Way's the best.
Right.
I don't do that.
Sure.
I don't do that. I do not. We do not want to endorse one over the other.
Sure. Specifically.
But what we do in place of, which I think is better, we do it with everything. We tell our homeowners the truth.
Yeah.
The truth. And the truth is that certain restoration companies in our region are good at certain parts or certain types of jobs.
They're just overall better at a specific portion, say the mitigation or mold remediation or fire restoration.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So that portion, in my opinion, is self-evident. I don't have to sit here and be like, oh, well, no, they did good last time. No, it's like everybody knows to a degree.
Yeah.
But then there's also points of it where it's like, we see this with claims a lot. People just have no clue the amount, and I say this charge neutral, as vanilla as I can say it. Yeah, homeowners have no clue how intention laced they need to be. Laced is even a good word. They need to have intention. So if you have or you hire a restoration company, it is your job. It is your responsibility to be on top of documentation. Yep. It is your job to understand what your home insurance policy is. It is your job to make sure that you have estimates.
Absolutely.
It's your job. It's not the insurance company's job. It's not the restoration company's job. It's your job. Yes, they will do it for you. Yes, we can do portions of that for you.
Yeah.
But as a homeowner, it's on you to do those things. You are ultimately, and you paid for it.
You have the asset.
Yeah, and you are calling for work to be.
What are some good characteristics of a preferred vendor? Somebody that you would look for.
Honestly, that's a good question. And it's a tricky question because they're all things we all know.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But to me, what I look for time and time again for any vendor is, quite honestly, like, are you consistently good?
Right.
And consistently good is good at your job, good at...
Not the best.
Well...
Not perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
but
we want those things.
Right, you're sure.
Yeah.
But perfection is unattainable.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. We want those things, but, like, are you good on the phone? Does Julie talk to me the same way as Kimberly when I call? Like, those are things that you'd be surprised how those fluctuations in one person to another in the same company can leave a bad taste in somebody's mouth
Sure.
who is a mutual customer.
Absolutely.
And they'll tell me, like, David, you said that I should call so-and-so, and he sucks. Like, oh, shoot. Why did he suck?
I'm not recommending that guy anymore.
Yeah. Right. So like I always want to make sure that if I recommend somebody, I give a specific recommendation.
Yeah.
So I say, hey, New Way is great at, they'll talk to you, they'll explain everything to you, and they do a very good job. With another company, they'll just call it Acme.
Yep.
Acme. No, sorry. But anyways, Acme, like, they're really, really good. Yeah, exactly. They're really, really good at doing the job efficiently and quickly. Those two recommendations are not bad, but they're very, very specific because we've learned that if we do not tell homeowners not just the truth, but what to expect, they're just kind of, floating, and they don't like uncertainty,
Gotcha.
Which is why you have insurance, which is why you make claims, because you want certainty. You want the thing that was broken or damaged to be fixed and restored to whole.
Absolutely. Thank you again for that answer. That was excellent. Adjuster decisions and scope challenges. How often do you encounter disagreements between contractors and adjusters regarding proper mitigation steps?
Again, that's slightly outside of our realm on the daily, but
Right.
It's come into our office a couple of times, and
Okay.
I am blown away in certain adjusters and contractors. I'm going to call it people skills. It goes into referring and like saying, hey, you should go with such and such. Usually the ones that are recommended, you can tell why when there's disagreements or confusion, because they're the ones who do they do a very good job of explaining what they were called in to do, what they saw, and what the solution. And in anything in life, if you can do those three things.
Hold up. Wait a minute. We'll be right back after this brief message from our official sponsors. Did you know 85% of financial success comes from soft skills abilities and only 15% from technical abilities? SuperTech U was created by long-term restoration pros Eric Sprague and Larry Wilburton. Their 3 to 5 minute videos train your entire company on the soft skills they need to make your business thrive. Plus, your entire team earns IICRC CEC credits, all for about the cost of one tank of gas. To get more information about SuperTech University and receive a special 6-lesson e-course on in-home sales, go to supertechu.com/podcast offer. Again, get your free in-home sales training at supertechu.com/podcast offer. With more than 50,000 interactions across CNR platforms each month, 16,000 unique website visits, and a highly engaged email list boasting a 32% open rate, CNR is more than a publication. It's a community of innovators shaping the future of restoration. Whether you're looking for the latest techniques, business strategies, or thought leadership, CNR is your go-to resource for actionable insights and powerful industry connections. Subscribe free today at cnrmagazine.com and join thousands of professionals who interact, learn, and restore with CNR. CNR Magazine. Interact, learn, restore.
I mean, who is it? Vinny Vici? Was that came? I conquered. So what did I come out to do? What did I see? And what was the solution? The really good professionals in any space do those three things.
Was that Attila the Hun?
No, it was not. Attila the Hun was just,
I don't know,
he was
man.
a savage, okay?
Yeah. Alexander the Great, maybe? Napoleon?
Yeah, I think it's a Roman. I don't know.
know.
Maybe viewers at home could help us out. I don't
Comment down below who the heck that was.
know. Yeah.
Please. From one Dave to another. Ouch. When a contractor follows IICRC standards, but the adjuster questions the scope, how do you help bridge the gap? Please don't have an answer. I can't body all these today, brother. Please.
I don't hear. I don't know if the microphones are picking up that static noise. But that being said, the key thing with all professionals, especially when we're talking about insurance, and we're talking about homeowners, because somehow, when there's I'm going to call it a disconnect. Somehow the homeowner gets roped into it, and they force. What are you saying over there?
I said, does my hair look okay? Because my hat's now non-existent.
Oh, your hair is about to be on fire here in a little bit. But anyways, what we've seen? No, it's not. It's what it says on the label. What I've seen, it's only happened like maybe twice, maybe 3 times, but I don't think more than twice, where you see like a homeowner is put on. The homeowner is chosen to kind of like be the bellwether for a side of an argument. And It's usually price related. Like, well, if you did it the way that you're supposed to do it, it should save money. I'll be honest. I don't want to be a part of that conversation, because we're talking about professionalism in class, and those things are usually just be telling the truth.
Right.
Because sometimes they'll ask you, it's the most awkward feeling or scenario because my only dog in that fight is the homeowner.
Sure.
Yeah. Professionally, like, I don't. Y'all do your job. But if they ask me, Dave, what will you do? It's like, well, restore it to whole the best that you can.
It.
Like, do not cut corners. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Advocating for policyholders. In situations where there's a dispute over coverage or scope, how involved do you typically get in advocating for your client?
That's a great
question. You just touched on some of that.
Well, and the only thing I would add is it depends on how much the policyholder has and does trust us. One of the things I say every single time that we start a homeowner's policy is like, hey, like, I want you to give me a call every single year at renewal. So whether your renewal stays the same or the price goes up, just call me so we can just look at it. It doesn't take that long. In fact, it maybe takes 10, 15 minutes, if I'm going slow.
Right.
But also, it's a whole different bowl of wax for you to call a 1-800 number and try to climb that phone tree. That's going to be 45 minutes on the low end. If you call me to call them, it's amazing what I can get done on your behalf in 5 to 10 minminutes.
Sure. Absolutely.
It always begins and ends with the policyholder. If you trust me, I'll do the work for you. If you don't want to trust me or you forget, just being honest, you forget and you go the long way, the 1-800 number way, it's going to take a while.
Fair enough. Do you find that policyholders expect you to play a stronger role during stressful or confusing claims?
Interesting question. No, because we've been really, really good. Made you look. We've been really, really good at stating our strengths and our role in the, let's call it the insurance relationship from inception. And that is, when things go sideways, call me. If you have a claim, call me. So They know what we can do. And we are very clear in how or what our scope is. It's when they don't have coverage with us that it's like, well, Mr. Johnson, I'm so sorry to hear that, but you don't have a home insurance policy with us. I can't help you, So this is what I would do in your scenario, but I don't have we don't have a dog in that fight. There's a lot of dogs in that fight today. So anyway,
I can imagine so. What are some ways you feel agents can better support clients during the mitigation process?
I think that agents are only an extension of the restoration company. Just as far as communicatively, if that's a word, I just made it
is.
up. Okay.
No, it is.
So what I've told
I would use that word.
Yeah, that's all the endorsement I need.
Yep.
What I tell, just making up new Webster's dictionary words on the fly.
We're here for each other.
Yeah, what I tell homeowners, quite frankly, is like, this should happen next. This should happen next.
Yeah.
And it's not that I know specifically what's going to happen next, but when you've done it enough time, especially for a new home buyer, like, even though it's not the same scenario, for a new home buyer, like, hey, like, how long ago did you guys sign the papers? Oh, we signed it a week ago. So you have about 45 days to get things done. right? Like, yeah, our closing's on, just make up a date, like January 10th. Yeah, so like, let's do this today.
The person with an open claim on January 10th is like,
oh yeah. I mean, like once, if they can give you, I would say it's garbage in, garbage out to a degree. Like if you give me good information, I can give you good information back out.
Sure.
But if you say, oh no, I did a claim, when, Mr. Johnson? Oh, I think it was like last week. Okay, I'm not seeing anything here. Let me double check. Can I call you right back? Let me call claims just to make sure.
Yeah.
I call claims. There's nothing in there. All right, what did you do last week?
Love
There's there's no claim in there. Well, I called for something. It should be in your logs. You called to make a payment on your home insurance. Oh, so like it's all about communications both ways. It has to be good on both sides for there to be good direction.
Okay, excellent. I'm going to move into our last category here, transparency and ethics. What steps do you take to ensure clients understand their policy limitations before they ever need to file a claim?
That's a great question. That is a great question. No, you ain't.
Come on.
No, this is the one question you should not have asked me because I've answered it almost every other question. No, I'm kidding. Like at inception of the policy, like we don't ever want to tell somebody what specifically to do, especially legally. But that's why I use the descriptive examples of the giant 3D Lego tree, because when you see that in your mind, you know that if, you know,
elite ball knowledge of Legos.
Yeah. What if you like Duplos? What if you go that or play mobile? There's so many different options.
There's so many options
so
now.
Many different options,
it's 2025.
Yeah, what if it's 3D?
Christmas is right around the corner. Anybody, if you're thinking about Christmas presents, I love Legos. Just kidding.
It's all about you, Dave, isn't it? It's all about you.
No. What do you like? What do you like?
I don't like Legos.
You don't?
No.
Are you a Duplo man?
Don't like Duplo either.
Yeah. It's mainly the feeling of horrendous pain whenever you step on
I was
one.
going to say, I'm indifferent until I step on one, then they all must go. They all must go. Yeah, that's an earned pain with 3 kids. But to answer your question, it's very much
you hear that,
about
kids pick up toys.
Yeah, clean up
now
after yourself. Leave it better than you found it. That's from one frustrated father stepping on one too many Legos. But
from a Dave to another.
One Dave to another. The ability to explain and illustrate an example is an agent to homeowner thing. Like if I were to use some wild example, like, oh, there's this Frank Lloyd Wright building in North Carolina, you don't know what that is, how that compares to your home.
Yeah.
But if I said, hey, if the Eiffel Tower fell on your home, we would want to make sure that your deductible was at least $1,000, just, you know, or you know, like we want to be able to use imagery and illustrations that connect with the homeowner. So if we take a step back, it's not necessarily stated on like the job label, but being an insurance agent, I would even say being in restoration, you have to be able to talk and have a level of communication with the homeowner that they understand.
Certainly.
And that is not always hard or easy, but it takes work sometimes, especially to explain things that are not common.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of what we do is communicate with the customers. A lot of times we get calls, and it's never a good day whenever we get a call for our customers. Most of the time, anyway. I would say 95% of the time. It's not just, hey, how are you? These people are calling because their basement's flooded or something has bust and they just need help right now.
Yeah, and it's
so
sewage.
that clear, yeah, they need that clear, open line of communication on their level so that they understand where we're going from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're very similar in that way, other than just having the same name. By the way, if you want to battle it out for the the David name after this, I've prepared a joust.
I'm going to sidestep that challenge.
Why do you think many homeowners are surprised by mold caps, water backup limits, or code upgrade exclusions?
Oh man, that's a super specific question. I would say it generally starts with a overall lack of awareness of what that coverage even stinking is.
Yeah.
They don't even understand what it is.
Right.
So when you understand what those coverages are for, and what those coverages are to have a dollar amount in place to kind of give you the effect of a deductible without you overpaying for that dollar amount in a sense. So if you have a cap of say $5,000 or let's go $10,000 on what was the mold one again? Say that real quick.
Mold caps, water backup limits, or code upgrade exclusions.
Okay, so if you did like $10,000, so basically anything up to $10,000, like one of the key concepts of insurance, especially for valued assets like homes, you want to make sure that any damage or claim that you even think about submitting is worth it, right? So the thing about homes that, well, it's just not general knowledge. If you submit a claim on your home, it's going to be on it's called a clue report. And that clue report is any claim or any damage at that address for the last 5 years, so 60 months. You don't want to put on a claim for $500. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. Don't be that family. You want to, in theory, in general terms, you want to make it to where it's worth it. Not many people can pay $50,000 out of pocket.
Sure.
But if you have mold mitigation that is worth that, by all means, submit the claim. Submit the claim.
Submit it.
Right?
Yep.
So most people don't understand because they don't understand, A, what that coverage is, the awareness of that coverage. But B, they don't appreciate that. I mean, a sidebar, like anytime there's any damage on anything that we own, we need to get estimates of what that damage is.
Sure.
If you have a trusted vendor, by all means, use them. But if you don't know, get 2 or 3 estimates. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, it's work.
Yep.
It's going to be an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours to do it. But
Worth it.
You don't want to get
It'd be like going to the doctor because you're sick with something and they say it's a life-threatening illness and it's not.
Yep.
You know, maybe go get a second opinion. Go try the second opinion, you know. Find out what your options are and then go from there.
Correct.
That's what you're saying.
And and the other side of it too is like you don't want to get a quote for, it's going to be Mr. Johnson's going to be $7,000 to tear out that mold and to rebuild that portion of the basement. Well, you hire them to do that, and they come back 3 weeks later. So, we miscalculated. It's going to be like $24,000. Yep. You don't want that.
Yeah.
You want somebody who is like honest,
mm-hmm.
is good at their job, and ironically, they do that job enough to know like, well, we can quote you $7,000, but it's really going to be closer to $17,000.
Right.
I want that estimate.
Yeah.
Because then it allows me to compare against the other competitors in that region.
Excellent. Last question. So let's hope this one does the trick. Otherwise, I am doomed.
I'll even hold it for you symbolically.
When a denial or partial denial occurs, what support do you offer the policyholder to help them navigate their options?
That's tough. It's always tough because a lot of the times you try to. Nice try, Dave.
Brother's gaslighting me right now.
You were never gonna win. You were never gonna win. Most of the time, you can tell by looking at the policy and then talking to the homeowner. They had no clue, and even though you've explained to them what the coverage differences are, they're most likely gonna get denied, and you tell them why, and they still go through with it as they should. But a denial, the way I see a denial for a claim. And it's just cold-blooded. It is what it is. It's more so, go ahead, hold that.
I'm just going to...
Yeah, go ahead, hold that symbolically.
Figure I should just go ahead and start.
A denial basically means...
What is that for? What is that?
That is a challenge.
Yeah.
A denial basically means that we did not think of what coverages we needed prior to anything happening to be prepared. Most people think that if anything happens, I have insurance to cover it. Not really. You have coverage, hopefully, to begin to cover what might happen. But if we don't know what our coverages are, we're rolling the dice. And insurance, we don't want to roll the dice.
Understandably so. Well, Mr. Igono, it seems you've bested the better of the Daves. And
yet again.
It's getting hot. Everybody.
He's not gonna make it, folks.
No.
He's not gonna.
We got water. You got coffee, right? It's empty. Great. Great. Everybody. Oh, God. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to sweat bullets and cry. This has been the first episode of Hot Talks. Tune in to continuously watch more of these episodes. If you like today's, we're going to keep it.
Bro, you can't talk.
I know. We're going to keep interviewing more insurance agents within our area. So thank you very much. Again, like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Deuces. Ow. We're good now. It's over.
We're good. You ain't.
No.
You ain't gonna be good too soon.
Smashing these.
All right. Well.
It hurts.
Oh, you ain't gonna make it.
No.
You ain't gonna make it.
I'm gonna eat them, bro.
I don't think you should make it.
I'm gonna commit.
Let's not. And you guys have your Christmas party tomorrow? Mm-hmm.
Did you know 85% of financial success comes from soft skills abilities and only 15% from technical abilities? SuperTech U was created by long-term restoration pros Eric Sprague and Larry Wilburton. Their 3 to 5 minute videos train your entire company on the soft skills they need to make your business thrive. Plus, your entire team earns IICRC CEC credits, all for about the cost of one tank of gas. To get more information about SuperTech University and receive a special 6-lesson e-course on in-home sales, go to supertechu.com/podcast offer. Again, get your free in-home sales training at supertechu.com/podcast offer. With more than 50,000 interactions across CNR platforms each month, 16,000 unique website visits, and a highly engaged email list boasting a 32% open rate, CNR is more than a publication. It's a community of innovators shaping the future of restoration. Whether you're looking for the latest techniques, business strategies, or thought leadership, CNR is your go-to resource for actionable insights and powerful industry connections. Subscribe free today at cnrmagazine.com and join thousands of professionals who interact, learn, and restore with CNR. CNR Magazine. Interact, learn, restore.